Okay, so we're in Colorado and we're with Officer David Perez, and this psychopath is just that. So let's get to the video. I know this is from 2024, and we'll work our way up to where we're going to be.
Every word of his threats to shoot a man suspected of firing into cars and homes during the man's arrest last December.
Prosecutors say that body camera video gave them no choice but to offer a plea deal now in this case. 9 News Investigates reporter Kevin Vaughn was in court today for the man's sentencing.
We have a number of cases to call this afternoon.
In a fifth-floor courtroom,
We'll start with 23 CR 3232.
a 19-year-old faced the consequences of this night.
Everybody get up here, he's running.
The night he tried to steal 2 cars.
15, got him at gunpoint. Don't move! Don't move!
The night he fired 8 gunshots.
It's only by the grace of God that no one was killed or injured.
This video is a big part of the reason.
I'm gonna blow your brains out if you move, you don't move!
The reason why prosecutors okayed a plea deal.
I will shoot you, man! Don't move! I'm with you!
Any jury listening to this would be turned off.
Ed Obayashi is a national expert in police use of force.
It's a type of conduct, especially in this day and age, that the public does not want to hear or see.
And Obayashi's not alone.
Abhorrent, problematic.
That's Jefferson County District Attorney Alexis King, whose office prosecuted the case.
I've never seen a body-worn camera quite like that.
I'm in custody.
The officer in that video is Paul Perez, and 9 News Investigates found this wasn't the first time his gun and his mouth got him in trouble.
Yeah, you wanna call and I'll call on you.
Now watch. His arms are going to come up here, and you're going to see sleeve tattoos. That's the Slim Blue Line gang tattoos. I'm just saying. We were told back in the day, cops would say, you hear it said on cops all the time, you can always tell gangbangers because they got sleeve tattoos, they got neck tattoos, they got tattoos all over them. That's how you can tell they're in a gang. Here we go. Watch.
In 2019, Perez was a Boulder County Sheriff's deputy aiming his gun at a man he thought was physically ill.
Open the door with your left hand!
But documents show Perez had no articulable
Not how you actually do it.
reason to justify the use of force. Obayashi agrees.
Someone being passed out is really a welfare check, not a crime in progress.
You just arrest me.
Then there was this confrontation.
Oh my God. Frank,
Don't start reaching in your pocket. Do not start
Nope,
reaching in your pocket.
that is
I'll
incorrect.
shoot you where you stand, partner.
With Perez holding his handgun in a sideways manner, gangster style.
Exactly. Not how you're taught in basic law enforcement training how to hold it. 0 times are they taught how to do that like that.
Just unnecessary bravado.
During that Boulder investigation, Perez said it was his philosophy that to de-escalate a situation, he must escalate his use of force.
Okay, see, that's not even how that works either. You have a thing called the use of force continuum, which means continuum, it continues. Whatever the threat level is that you're at right in this moment, you up it 1. It's a continuum. Then if the suspect ups it, then you up it 1. You don't start at the top and try to work your way down. That is not how the use of force continuum works.
A division chief fired Perez in August 2019. 5 months later, Edgewater PD hired him. Now
Shocker.
Another internal investigation, this time over his handling of 3 cases, including this one, the one we showed you at the start.
I'm gonna blow your brains out if you move, you.
Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember your reaction?
I was horrified.
A video troubling for the language and the threats, and for the moment Perez pressed his pistol to the back of the man's head.
His
Ridiculous.
decision to hold a gun to that man's head was not okay.
It's improper, it's unsafe.
If a car had a drove by and backfired, his brain would have interpreted that as a gunshot. And he would have squeezed that trigger. Sympathetic fire. He would have squeezed that trigger. There's no doubt in my mind he'd have squeezed that trigger.
Officer Perez and Edgewater Police Chief Eric Sonstegard declined our requests for on-camera interviews, but the chief defended his officer, writing that he was disciplined and that he and all officers deserve help when they experience ups and downs.
He'll be out in the community soon.
In that fifth-floor courtroom, the suspect also got another chance. 3 years in an intensive community corrections program, along with treatment, and the hope he'll be rehabilitated.
The hope he'll be rehabilitated. The odds of him being rehabilitated are slim to none. Prisons are not for rehabilitation. That was the thought behind them, and that's what they keep telling people. They're not. They should have not lessened those charges, and they should have charged the officer. You had, at best, menacing and reckless endangerment. He could have easily been charged with those two. Why he wasn't? It's like they're trying to appease law enforcement, and they're trying to also say, well, we got to do something to you because of what you did. No, they could have charged all of them accordingly. Maybe they're worried about jury nullification. I don't know. Either way, let the jury figure it out. That's what they're there to do. I'm just saying.
Sir, best of luck to you in the future.
The Edgewater chief issued Officer Perez a written reprimand and ordered him to undergo additional training and see the
that'll
department
teach him.
psychologist. He also took away Perez's status as a field training officer.
Yeah, let that sink in. He was a field training officer. He was teaching the new ones how to hold the guns gangster style.
For a year. In the studio, I'm Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so of course, don't know why I thought that would have not done that.
In October, the department described his departure as a resignation. That officer has been captured on body-worn camera, berating and threatening to shoot a suspect, one of several similar incidents. Now, our 9 News Investigates team has confirmed that he quit after being told he was going to be fired.
He quit.
Investigative reporter Kevin Vaughn joins us from the newsroom. And Kevin, what you have learned is the reason behind the decision to fire this officer.
Yeah, Kim, and it wasn't because he'd committed a new transgression. The incidents detailed in his termination letter were all known to the department. It's that we told the public about them.
Oh, God.
After the Boulder sheriff fired Deputy Paul Perez for incidents like this,
I'll shoot you where you stand, partner.
Perez applied at the Edgewater Police Department, disclosing that incident and others, and offering to share the body cam footage with this investigator or with Edgewater Police. There's no evidence anyone watched it before Edgewater hired Perez in 2020.
Who was surprised about that? 0 people.
Don't move!
Then, in December,
I will shoot you, man! Don't move! I ain't with you!
this footage led prosecutors to strike a plea deal with this auto theft suspect.
Someone here could say that excessive force was foreseeable. This department knew about it. It was an issue that he had before he was even hired.
Attorney Whitney Traylor is a 9 News legal analyst. This termination letter, obtained by 9 News Investigates, points to multiple factors in the decision.
I'm gonna blow your brains out if you move, you.
There was that incident in Edgewater,
Do not start reaching in your pockets.
the body cam footage from Perez's former
Do
department,
not reach in your pockets.
and this letter to defense attorneys in Perez's cases, saying the DA was required to disclose details regarding Paul Perez's past conduct while on duty. According to Traylor, though none of the incidents was new, in totality they put the city in a difficult place.
Your employees, they're agents, and they can create liability. I think it just increases the foreseeability that, yes, this is a pattern. And this makes it dangerous to bring him into your force and expose him to the community.
The Edgewater chief who hired Perez left the department in 2022. The chief who
shocking.
decided to fire him also recently resigned, and the department is now being led by an interim chief. The city has also been served with written notice it could face a lawsuit from another man arrested by Perez. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Yeah, we're going to get that here in a second.
Well, this made a difference, you're reporting, so stay on it, Kevin. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Don't even stop. I'm not doing that. So, I did find a longer... I'm not editing this out. YouTube will probably strike it, but as far as the initial... incident, Now, at this point, he knows that the person he's after has tried to carjack a couple of people at least. He shot, allegedly, into cars, houses. That's where we're at this minute.
He's running eastbound. Gun in hand.
Now, he has his target in sight. At this point, deadly force would be authorized. Because deadly force is authorized if the officer reasonably believes that he needs to use deadly force to protect himself or others from imminent death or serious bodily injury, or to prevent the escape of a dangerous suspect, which this person would fall into that. So at this point, deadly force would be authorized.
Get on the ground! Raise to your hands! 8:15, everybody get out the fucking air, he's running.
Now, there's going to be a lot of cuss words in here. Here in a second, I'm going to cut it because we've already seen how this ends. So there's not much need in watching him run through. What we know is,
Eastbound.
about this point right here, the suspect drops the gun. Because later he's going to mention, I'm not going to go all the way through that because you see it's a 10-minute video. He throws the gun at this point. So now he knows that he is not armed. So deadly force would not be authorized once he gets to him. Or even at this point, because he knows he's thrown the gun. Because he'll tell another officer that the gun's around here somewhere.
He's not eating. Let me see your hand! Motherfucker, do it!
See, I can't because they're going to strike it. But this one that we just saw, if this don't take all day, if it does, I'm just going to clip on through the rest of them.
King Supers, leading the charge for optimum wellness. Kind bars are the wholesome and tasty snack you can always stock up on at the grocery store. Made with nutrient-dense ingredients, Kind bars make nutrition on the go easy and delicious. King Supers, the home of optimum wellness.
Police officer's body camera captured every word.
Turned off.
Ed Obayashi is... and his mouth got him in trouble.
Yeah, you want to call and I'll call on you.
Three. Listening to this would...
Gotta be right around here.
15, everybody get out the air, he's running.
The night
Okay.
he tried to steal 2 cars.
15, I got him at gunpoint. Stop!
At this point, deadly force is not authorized. Because he already knows he threw the gun.
Move!
The night he fired...
But what you have on the officer is menacing and reckless endangerment. Particularly the minute he put that gun to the back of his head. That's what it is. Sorry. So let's bop on through to this.
Hey, 15, one of those Mountain View units, can you guys go secure my car on Fenton?
This is them looking for the gun.
Oh, alright. We'll walk back to it. Just look through here, good? I thought I heard him maybe dump it by the truck over here around the corner, so I'll look there and come back.
He heard him dump it by the truck, so he's going to walk and walk and walk. He's going to go around, he's going to go around, he's going to go around. And he's going to get to that red truck I pointed out earlier.
Can I just have you stand here with it while I go and grab my phone? Oh, thanks.
Doesn't really do a thorough search under that, around that truck where he thought it was at. Anyway, this is a psychopath hothead, and he needs to have 0 badge and 0. He's going to wind up killing somebody. Next time we see him, he will have killed somebody. Anyway, he just looks and looks and looks. And that honking fucking horn.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, someone's shooting and we just caught him. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, he works his way down south here. Sounds like he's
Anyway,
breaking into cars.
don't know if they found it or not. But then you have, of course, guess who? And this is January 22nd, 2025.
A new lawsuit alleges that 2 Edgewater officers used excessive force in an arrest in December of 2023. The man who filed that suit claims he was tased, then shoved before falling and smashing his head against a bar.
One of those officers had charges amended or dropped in multiple cases after review of body camera footage of his actions.
Guess who?
Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates broke those stories and joins us now. Kevin, you tried months ago to get Edgewater to release the body camera footage in this case. So what happened?
Alex and Kim, Edgewater officials repeatedly denied our requests. Most recently, they told us they could not make it public because the criminal case was dismissed and sealed by a judge.
Of course.
Now it's possible that video will be a key piece of evidence in this lawsuit. It was December 2023 at the American Legion. Edgewater officers Paul Perez and Derek Stackley responded to
Paul Perez, sound familiar?
a disturbance. In the plaid shirt was Alfredo Gallegos. Perez wrote that he calmly and repeatedly ordered Gallegos to come to me, pulled his taser when Gallegos didn't move, and then Gallegos, with a pocket knife in his pants and beer bottles nearby that could be used as a weapon, began quickly advancing.
Allegedly.
Perez tased Gallegos and pushed him to the ground. 9 News legal analyst Whitney Traylor knows there's usually more than one version of any event.
And that's actually why we have trials, is for a jury to actually decide whose story is more credible.
That other version emerges in this lawsuit. It asserts that Perez repeatedly said, "Come here," then pulled his taser and said, "Did I stutter? Get over here now." In the suit, Gallegos walked slowly to Perez, and the officer tased him and violently threw him on the floor. On the way to the ground, he hit his head on the bar and was seriously hurt.
As I'm reading it, and I was reading it objectively, I didn't sense any threat. I thought the use of the tase was incredibly premature.
We reported last summer on Perez's history.
I'll shoot you where you stand, partner.
Fired by the Boulder sheriff for things like this.
I'm gonna blow your brains out if you move, you
And fired in Edgewater for his tactics there. Body cam in this case could be pivotal if it ends up in front of a jury.
And that has been really the best piece of evidence, because you have these two completely different stories.
We were unable to reach either of the officers named in the suit. The suit does not name the city or the police department. Even so, Edgewater's interim police chief told us in an email this afternoon that officials had not had time to review the lawsuit and could not comment on it. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
All right, they won't be able to say no comment forever, Kevin, and we know you'll be on it.
You'd think they wouldn't be able to say no comment forever, but you haven't tried them yet. So, yeah, that's Mr. Perez. So, like I said, this is from January 22nd, 2025. And I guess we'll keep an eye on this one and see where the lawsuits go, or see who he actually kills. So, let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 92% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You have your phone in your hand. You're at your computer. All you gotta do is click the button, and I'll let it go. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.